We have now updated our Syndy Join software to version 5.0. It includes a whole new configuration tool that makes it really simple to configure and enable a whole new set of features. Let me show you how we can do it. Let's have a look at how the configuration tool works. There are basically three things that you will need to have in order to get going. Number one, license. Our license policy is really simple. The only thing you will need to provide us with is the number of meeting rooms that you're going to enable in the platform. So no hassle whatsoever to get this license. Number two is to add integrations. An integration can be typically your calendaring service, whether it's Google G Suite or Microsoft Exchange or Office 365, and also your video infrastructure. Really easy to configure. The third thing you will need to add is your rooms. So the meeting rooms that you have in your calendar, including the associated video endpoints. Once you've done that, you've set up the Join platform with all its basic functionality. Once you've completed the three basic configuration steps, it's time to configure the presence detection. The first thing you will need to do is to define a policy. So I go to the Policies tab and I can create a policy. And my currently active policy is if there is nobody showing up in the room, so within 10 minutes, there will be sent an email notification to the organizer saying that the room is empty, would you like to keep it or would you like it to be automatically released? Now this email that is being sent out is completely customizable. We also have introduced now a new set of email template functionality. So if I click on email templates and scroll down to the no-show template, this is typically how it will look like. And again, completely customizable. You can add in your logo, your colors, everything. Now, back to the policies. So if I, as the organizer, don't choose to keep my meeting room, then within the next 5 minutes, the room will be automatically released if there is nobody showing up in the meeting room, if it's left empty. So this is a way to free up unused meeting rooms in a really simple way. And again, these policies can, of course, be tailor-made to your need. So that was step number one. Step number two is to go back to the Rooms tab and associate this policy with your meeting rooms. So let's search for a meeting room I have called Odin. So I click on the meeting room and I can see up here, I have already associated my debooking policy with that room. I have also associated the Cisco Room Series endpoint and defined it as a sensor for this specific room. Once this configuration is completed, now the Room Series endpoint works as a people count sensor for this specific room. This means that when people are entering the room, they are automatically checked into the meeting. And if nobody shows up, well, we know and can debook the meeting. Free it up, make it available to others. Now let's have a look at how this works in a real scenario where I book a meeting. So I've now scheduled the meeting. I've invited 2 meeting rooms. This one called Thor and the one next door called Odin. I'm sitting here, so there are people here. However, in the room next door, there are no people. And there will not be. So me as the organizer can now expect the room next door to be released after roughly 15 minutes. I can see that the join button has popped up. I can easily join the meeting. So I click there to join. And after a little while, the participant will appear in control. And as you also can see is that we can see that the Odin room is invited as a resource and the room is currently empty. Now about 10-11 minutes has passed. The Odin room is still empty and me as the organizer, I have received this email notification and I can choose to keep the room if I know that people, for example, are late into the meeting, or I can just leave it and let the system automatically release the room if nobody shows up. Eventually, it turned out that nobody actually showed up in the Odin room. They, for example, joined the meeting from their home endpoint instead. So the room was automatically released and made available to other colleagues that are looking for a meeting room. Now we've seen how our software can automatically release meeting rooms that are not in use. But for the management, it's crucial that they get insight into this behavior and meeting culture in the organization. Using our Analyze software, you can easily view all the details about different meeting rooms holistically for the whole organization, but also you can drill into specific meeting rooms. So I can view information like have people showed up for the meeting in time, have people showed up at all, have the meeting room been freed up, and so on. So I can get a lot of insight into the meeting economics. Also, for the meeting rooms that have a Cisco Room Series endpoint with people count functionality, you can view how many people have been in the meeting rooms in average and peak numbers and so on. So the tool is really powerful to get the insight and understanding into the meeting culture and how meeting rooms are being used. You've now seen a run through of some of the features in our new Join 5.0 software. If you would like to know more, book a demo or get a free trial, you can fill in the form below. And I hope to see you all soon again. Bye.